Binoculars. Today was definitely binocular day. I have a lot more than is shown. Here, let's clear this. There it is. So, 75 millimeter shell casing. Excuse me. German, missing the primer. It's marked Waffenamt right there. And it's 75 millimeter right there. And it's dated 42. So, that's kind of cool. You don't find them that often. I assume this is captured by the Germans and reissued for something or other. Exactly what, I do not know. But as I supposedly keep saying, it is what it is. 2-inch German. I believe this is a flat ground casing. And it's very hard to read the base, so I won't zoom in on it. But that's what it is, supposedly, is a 2-inch flat. So there's that. Clear the binos. Boy, that's exciting. It's a police baton. Yeah, whatever. Something different. Right, binoculars. So these are what? I looked at these. I did look at these. What are they? Besides binos. They're Czech. They're 6x30s. These are Czech because there's a cross sword on the bottom. So those are Czech. Why they're in a leather case, I do not know. But there's no other markings besides the size. There's some paper. Let's see what the paper says. Yeah, that's Czech. Okay. Can't read any of it. She says they're binoculars. Probably this is a servicing record for the 6x30 binoculars. Any date? Nope, no date that I can see. Probably is. Not going to worry about it too much right now, but I guess we're servicing them. So then we check. No pun intended. Check. Yeah. Yep. Nice and clear. They're good. So they go back in the case. Nice case. There you go. And it's army green on there, so I assume it's military. No, nice leather case. It's all good. All right, what do we have here? I think these are U.S. U.S. Navy Bureau of Ships. So right there. Made by Universal Camera Company, Mark 33, 1943 dated, and N for Navy, 6x30. In the case, let's see, any markings? No. Oh, there's a piece of paper on the bottom. Let's see what that is. War Assets Administration Customer Service. What's the date on this? 1948. Binoculars, $15. Paid. War Assets, Richmond, Virginia. Okay. Never seen one of these. That's kind of neat. $15 is a lot of money back in 1946. 48, sorry. So that's kind of neat. In the bottom of the box. All right, cool. At least you know what the stuff's worth. Well, at least what it was worth then. All right. And another set of binos. U.S. Naval Gun Factory. Okay. All right, so might be hard to read there, but it says U.S. Naval Gun Factory, Rochester, New York. Right there. Were they originally brown? Possibly. Let's see what it says there. Signal Corps, U.S. Army, and a serial number on the other one. That's neat. No paper in that one. And the case is falling apart because of use and abuse. And a little compass on top. So that's neat. Cool. Yeah, those are good. Yep. Good optics on that. Yep. Cool. More stuff. All right. What else? These are probably German. So it's got the shields for the eyes and rubber. Well, they're DRP marks with Deutsch Reich patent. Nice clear optics. They're made by Yeah, they're German. That's my best answer. These are German binos. So that's neat. They're nice binos, actually. They're nice. They're cool. Something to say. If you need binos, there you go. So those all came in. Got to get them photo and listed now. As I try and get it back in the case without breaking anything. There we go. Perfect. All right. Running out of room in the container. All right. German fireman's helmet. Fire police. So, there you go. There's the liner. It is marked there, which is really hard to see, of course, because of the light. So there's a maker there. And that's it. So I had a gentleman walk in here 2 days ago with one of these. And as soon as he pulled it out, I'm like, yep, I know exactly what that is. And then he showed me the sides. And there was electrician markings on the side, SS markings. And I'm like, it's not an SS helmet. It's a fire police helmet. I knew exactly what it is as soon as I saw it. I don't think he liked my answer. He took it away with him. That's fine. I said, it's not worth $1 million. It's not an SS helmet. If it was, it's a different story. It's been repainted. It was really bright, shiny paint. It was totally wrong. Whatever. He kept it. It's all good. But that's what this is. Fire police helmet. So there's that. I'll put it over here upside down. There you go. This is beautiful. I love this hat. This is a gorgeous hat. World War I, maybe? Canadian maple leaves for a general. Look at the maple leaves on that brim. Isn't that gorgeous? That's just beautiful. I love that. Now, cross sword and baton on the buttons on each side. Beautiful hat. I love this hat. No maker that I can see in there. Oh, there's something under there, but it's really hard to see. But then, instead of the standard leather, he's got like a silk lining. Now, I did look at this when I got it, and I did not see any name inside. There was a remnants of a paper tag right there, and unfortunately, it's long gone, which is a shame because I'd love to know whose it was. But that's a nice hat. I really like that hat. Do I keep it? No, I need more stuff like a hole in the head, but that's a beautiful hat. That's a really nice hat. So there's that. Let's see. Army tropical pith helmet. So it's not mint. It's not perfect. The strap broke, unfortunately. The problem with this is that it's very brittle here because, well, you can say it was a fire. You can say it was blood. Truthfully, what happens with the blood is that it turns black. That turned black. So it's possible that that's blood. It's a used pith helmet. Anything's possible. It is marked inside in here as I carefully do this without trying to break anything more. 1942, size 57. Do I know who owned it? No. Did it walk in the door? Yes. Unfortunately, the chin strap was broken when I received it. And there's the other part of the chin strap. If I remember correctly, this is a second pattern pith helmet. So, is what it is. There you go. Holster. Nice holster, right? So what? It's a leather holster. I got a bunch of leather holsters. But what's neat about this one is that right there, it's dated 1916, made by Wilson and Sons in Ottawa, 1916. Great, right? But wait. Then you open it up. And you see it says T.R. Gray Brockville Rifles. Now, I've not done any research on this. I did not look them up. I haven't done anything. But that's cool because it's named to an officer from the Brocks. That's cool. You don't normally get them named. You get them unnamed, and then you have no idea who belong to. In this case, you do. So that's cool. Yeah, mail bag that somebody sent home. So it's German. What's this say? His name, Webster, New York. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. Anyways, that's where obviously he lived. He sent it back there in this, whatever he sent back. 1942 dated. And on there's also his name, Webster, New York. So that's kind of neat. I don't know what was in here. Love to have had what was in here, whatever he shipped back, but that ain't gonna happen because, hey, the bag's empty. So that's another neat piece. Snake belt. Great, right? Snake belt. So what? Who cares, right? Yeah, but. So there's a marking there and there. There's a Seabroad arrow right there. If you can see it. That looks like a 19. Don't know why it's 19. I don't think it's 1919. There was something sewn onto here. It's missing. And to here, you can see the stitching through the leather. Fine, whatever. That's the way I got it. But what's important is, I don't see any other markings on there. What's important to this is that you open it up, and it's got a First War saw with the handles. So this is complete and ready to go. In fact, if you look right there, it's 1917, I would say. And I think I did see a Seabroad arrow on here somewhere. Maybe it's disappeared. No, I'm sure I saw a Seabroad arrow on here. Anyways, that's cool. That's a neat piece. So that's another thing to list. Japanese silk flag with signatures on. Don't ask me what it says. I have no idea. I cannot read Japanese, but it's a nice silk flag. So that's got to get listed and put on the website as soon as we get a chance. And then we have a World War I flag as I drink more coffee. Now it's cold. Right. World War I. Canadian. So that's cool. That's not something you find every day anymore. They used to be around. They're much more prevalent. Not anymore. But that is a very nice flag. In nice condition. And I'll get that listed and put up as soon as I can. That's a really nice Canadian World War I flag. So that's cool. Right. This is the second last piece. This is cool. It's a rifle case. And if I remember correctly, this is for the Jeep. So normally they're all messed up. Normally the lid's missing. In this case, the stitching's popped a bit because of use and abuse. Same there. You know, but that's okay. What's neat about this is that you have the lid here still, and Boyt is right there. Boyt's a great leather manufacturer, and I think it was dated 43. Yep, 43. So it's still all there. That's nice. The problem with this is the shipping is going to kill me when someone buys it because of its dimensional size and weight, but it's still a cool piece to get if you have a Jeep. So I'll put this here. Last but not least, this is amazing. I saw this on somebody's website. I think I know who. I'm going to call him after I get done this video. But this is an incredible sword. Like, just incredible. So if you look here, you see the lion head with intricate detail. Like, that's just incredible. And the gilt on this is amazing. And look at the beadwork on the grip. I won't say what the grip's made of, but I'm sure you can figure it out. That's nice. And the gilt on there is amazing. Then you go to the blade, and it's blue and gilt blade. And you go, and it's from the officers of the Yeomanry Cavalry and local militia corps of the county of Ayr to the Right Honorable, I'm reading upside down, Hugh Earl of Eglinton, Lord Lieutenant of the county, as a mark of their high respect and esteem for his lordship's public and private character. Well, that sounds like a not so exciting person, but I guess they liked him, so they bought him the sword. And I'm sure the sword wasn't cheap at the time, but this is a beautiful sword. Like, look at the gilt and blue on there. Look at it, it's just amazing. That's a beautiful sword. Beautiful. And then we look at the other side. And like, I can't say enough. It's a gorgeous sword. It's just beautiful, like outstanding. And you look at the blade, and it's incredible. The person who brought this in didn't know anything, pulled it out, and picked up the blade with their one hand after they pulled it out. And I kind of sort of yelled at them, sort of, saying, "Don't do that. Give me that." And I went and wiped it off right away because I was traumatized that you were going to ruin that beautiful blade by putting your fingerprints on it because there's acid in your fingers. But that is a sword. Unfortunately, it's missing a scabbard, but that's a beautiful sword. I'm pretty sure I know who owned this last, and I'm going to call him and ask him who he sold it to, and if he'll tell me, and if this was his. And I think this was his, because there can't be two around with that description on. So, beautiful sword. Anyways, that's it for today. Thought I'd share some of this week's pickups. It's been crazy here. I actually took half a day off, believe it or not. Half a day, yay. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Check out the website. We got to get all this stuff pictured and listed. Thanks for looking, and take care. Bye.